Should you have 2 or 3 parrotlets? Hi, I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond, your handbook to creating a blissful bond with your parrot. In this video, I have Raindrop in the front and Macaroon, who took a shower, and they are here to help me illustrate why I think 2 is the right number and why I think 3 is the wrong number. Now, that's going to be a little harder to show, but, oh, I see you're busy eating. You want to step up? Come here. Oh, thank you. Now, Raindrop likes me, just is really sweet, is always seeking me out, and she and I definitely have a bond. However, I can't spend all of my time with her, so I really like for her to have at least a buddy. Now, this is her buddy, Macaroon. They're eating some conure seed mix. And Macaroon, who is all wet, isn't as bonded with me. I'm working on that. When we go like to my mom's house and I get to sit down and do nothing for an hour, they both will sit on my shoulder, which is great because it gets Macaroon more accustomed to me. Now, that means that they are both bonding with me, some with my phone more quickly than the other one. But it also means that Raindrop, therefore, always has a friend. Now, I think 2 is beneficial for the same reason you like having a best friend. They fulfill some social needs, but on top of that, parrots take care of each other. They preen each other, they keep each other warm. You know, it's like, not only to me is it an emotional bond, but it has some physical too. I don't think this plant is toxic because, as you can see, my poor little succulent has been sucked upon by the vampires. But in addition to providing that emotional connection like a best friend, a second parrotlet also, yeah, there goes my cat. He's not supposed to be in here. A second parrotlet also provides physical well-being to the first parrotlet. So I think it's really good. I think it's really important. If you spend time with them, they are still going to bond with you. I keep having to take Raindrop off of me because she wants to be with me, even though she has actually her BFF, best feathered friend. She also has a boyfriend. And so when she's with her boyfriend in the playhouse, then Macaroon hangs out with another little girl. But why do I suggest 2 and not 3 is because I think 2 is a magic number. That's what I have found. When you have 2, they really do still bond with each other. They do still bond with you. When you have 3+, I feel like they start to get more into the flock wild bird mentality. I feel like it's harder to create a bond with them. I don't think it's impossible. Some of my parrotlets that had babies, I sold 4 to a lady. She acquired 2 and then 1 more and then 1 more. And she keeps 2 in one cage and 2 in another cage, partly because the 2 last ones were younger, and you can't mix older and younger ones. You gotta kind of really watch that. But I think also so that they can bond with her, so there's time where they can bond with her. Are you still sleepy, girl? And she can put them all together, but I think that she's gonna kind of watch and see what allows her to bond with them, or what works for all of them, for herself, her grandson, and the 4 parrotlets. So I think that's really smart. And my point is, I'm not saying you should not get 3 parrotlets. I'm saying I have found that the magic number is 2. Now, I'm not doing that, right? I just told you that Raindrop has her BFF and Raindrop has a boyfriend. But, and the truth is there's 2 more parrotlets in their parrotlet playhouse or their cage right now. So I'm doing 5, and I'm partly doing it a little bit as an experiment. I want to see if all 5 can be tame. I want to see if I can bond with all of them, although you could see that I tend to take these 2 girls out the most. It's often hard to take all 5 of them out. But so I'm sort of doing it as an experiment. I don't think it's impossible. She just keeps coming to me. But I do think that if you kind of, let me put it to you this way. If I had one parrotlet, because I had someone ask me this, and I was thinking about getting a companion for my parrotlet, and I was a little worried, what if they don't get along? I wouldn't worry about that. I think that they will get along. You might have to put them side by side, cage, in cages while they kind of get to know each other. But I just have hardly ever seen two parrotlets not get along. And of course, when you initially put them together, you have to put them into a new cage. It can't be a cage either one has been in, because then they're territorial. So I would comfortably, I wouldn't even think twice about adding a second parrotlet if my concern was, will they get along? Like, that wouldn't be a concern. It would totally stop me from getting a third parrotlet, because a third parrotlet could be a problem. Two of them are going to bond most likely. One isn't going to bond as much. So I wouldn't feel comfortable with 3. I would feel comfortable with 4, because then I could have them in 2 sets of cages, or 2 will bond and another 2 will bond, kind of thing. But at that point, I know that it's going to be hard for me to spend time with 4. So I don't know if I have explained sort of the different mindsets and the different lifestyles you may be after there. Adding a second parrotlet, I don't think is a concern. I don't think it's going to inhibit your bond. I don't think that your parrotlets are going to not bond. Adding a third parrotlet, I think that's going to cause problems, probably for the parrotlets and for you. On the other hand, having 4, I don't think is going to be a problem, but you're probably not going to bond with them as much. And depending on whether you have them together and how much time you spend with them, they're less likely to be tame and to bond with you. So the sort of the different mindsets, it doesn't mean that they won't bond with you. It doesn't mean that it's not possible. It just means that you make it more challenging. That's all. I don't personally find that just one parrotlet or one parrot is beneficial. I think it's too hard on them. I think they get needy because they're used to having a flock, and a flock is going to give them way more than one companion, and you're not there for them all the time. So even if you were there for them all the time, they would still be kind of needy because they just don't have that flock. They just have one friend. So no matter what, I always advocate for 2. I think it's twice as much fun for you if you have time to spend with them. And I think that if you don't have time to spend with them, then it's really nice for them because they have each other. So that's why I think 2 is the magic number and not 3. 4 might be semi-magical again, but if you have a parrotlet, consider 2. But if you're thinking about 3, keep in mind that you'll probably kind of rock the boat with that one. Thank you for joining me in Macaroon's sleepy video. If you have any questions about parrots, please be sure to comment below, and we'll catch you in the next afternoon nap video.